This lesson is on section 2.2, and the difference between 2.1 and 2.2 is that there are going to be variables on both sides of the equal sign. So it is really important to look at these top guidelines. So look at number 3. It says, get variable on one side of the equation by using addition or subtraction. So let's go ahead and begin. In number 1, we want to get the x's to the same side, so we have to get rid of this 4x is what I'm going to choose to get rid of. So to get rid of a positive 4x, I have to subtract 4x. Now some people think I would divide, but notice I'm not getting rid of just the 4, I'm getting rid of the 4x. Another thing to note is that I am putting the x's together over here. I did not put the 4x under the 9 because those are not like terms. So now I am ready to do 7x minus 4x, so that's 3x. That plus 9 drops down. The 4x take away 4x is 0, so I don't need to write that. And the plus 21 drops down to a positive 21. Now I am ready to subtract 9 from each side, and this goes back to yesterday's work. The 3x drops down, the plus 9 minus 9 cancels, and 21 minus 9 is 12. Then I have to do the inverse of multiplication, which is division. Divide both sides by 3. Those cancel to be a 1x, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now on this one, you have to check both sides in your calculator. So on my calculator, I would do 7 times 4 plus 9, and the other side would be 4 times 4 plus 21. So when I plug that in, I get 37 on this side, and I get 37 on that side. So that means that my answer, x equals 4, was right. Alright, let's move on to the next problem. Draw your line. We are going to combine like terms first. 12x minus 19x. So that's negative 7x. Plus 32 is on that side. And I'm just going to copy down the other side. Now let's get all the x's to the same side. So in order to get the negative 7x to the other side, I have to do the inverse of negative, so that means I'm going to add 7x to both sides. And again, I am lining up my like terms. So 5x plus 7x is 12x. That plus 8 will drop down. Over here, minus 7x plus 7x cancels to be 0, and the plus 32 drops down. Now I'm ready to do the work that we did yesterday. So I'm going to subtract 8 from each side, and I get 12x. These cancel to be a 0, and 32 minus 8 is 24. The next step is to divide both sides by 12. So x is equal to 2. So in my calculator, I will check that 5 times 2 plus 8 is equal to 12 times 2 minus 19 times 2 plus 32. So I type each side into the calculator. I get 18 on each side. So that means that I was right. X equals 2 is the answer. For number 3, the first thing I'm going to do is combine like terms. So here I have 1/6 x plus 11/6 x is 12/6 x. Now most people would say, okay, that's 2x, but since I have fractions on the other side, I'm just going to keep it like it is. So copy down the 4 1/6 plus 7/6 x. Now the next thing to do is get the variables on one side. So since this is adding 7/6 x, to get rid of it, I need to subtract 7/6 x from both sides. Alright, so when I do that, 12 minus 7 is 5. So I'm left with 5/6 x equals 4 1/6. Now, in order to get rid of 5/6, I know I should multiply by the reciprocal, times 6 over 5. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So these cancel to give me 1x. And then let me remind you how to do this math. So in order to multiply 4 1/6 times 6 over 5, I need to convert 4 1/6 to 25 over 6 times 6 over 5. And let's use our knowledge from the prerequisite information. The 6 over 6 cancels to be 1 and 1. The 25 over 5 cancels to be 5 over 1. So my answer is x equals 5. To save us some time, I'm going to go ahead and let you choose to plug that into your calculator on your own time. For number 4, we are going to get the variables on the same side. So I'm going to get rid of 2x by taking 2x away. So I need to take it away from both sides, and again I line up my x's. Negative 8x minus 2x is negative 10x. That plus 7 drops down. And over here, the plus 27 drops down. Now I'm ready to get rid of the plus 7, so I'm going to subtract 7 from each side. The negative 10x drops down. Plus 7 minus 7 cancels. And 27 minus 7 is 20. Divide both sides by negative 10 to get x by itself. So x equals negative 2. And you are on your own to check that answer. Moving on to number 5, we are going to get rid of the variables. I'm going to do this one just a little bit differently, just to show you you have some choices. This time I'm going to get rid of the 3x from both sides. And the only reason I'm choosing to do this is sometimes I like to use just positive answers. So 12x minus 3x, I'm over here right now, 12x minus 3x is 9x. And then the 19 drops down. But I also want to point out that when the 3x over on this side cancels with the minus 3x, take a look at what's left. That's left. These cancel, so make sure you realize that negative 62 is left on that side. And now I'm going to subtract 19 from each side. So that gives me negative 81 is equal to 9x, and I divide both sides by 9. So now I have negative 9 is equal to x, and that is the solution. For this one, the first thing that we're going to do is combine some like terms here. We have 7x minus 4x, so I can combine those to get 3x. And on the other side, we have 12x minus 2x, so that's 10x minus 22. Alright, now I'll go ahead and work this out so that we subtract 10x from each side. Again, I have some choices, but that's my choice that I'm going to do. Subtract 10x from each side, so I get negative 7x plus 6 is equal to, these cancel, and again, remember what's left. The minus 22 drops down, so now I have negative 22 on this side. Subtract 6 from each side, so now I have negative 7x is equal to negative 28. Divide both sides by negative 7, because that is the inverse operation, and I am left with 1x is equal to 4. And you should check that on your calculator to make sure that works. For numbers 7 and 8, all I'm going to do on our notes is set up the equation that you would need to solve. We are not going to solve it on the notes part, but you will be required to solve it on the homework part. So let's take a look at number 7. A town has accumulated 8 inches of snow, and the snow depth is increasing by 2 inches every hour. A nearby town has accumulated 3 inches, and the depth is increasing by 4 inches every hour. In about how many hours will the snowfall of the towns be the same? So what we need to do is we need to know when town 1 is equal to town 2. That's the question. So town 1 has 8 inches already, so we start with 8. And it's increasing, so we add 2 inches every hour. So 2 times the number of hours, I'll call the number of hours x. Then if we go over to town 2, it says they've accumulated 3 inches. So we start with 3 there, and it's increasing 4 inches every hour. So we're going to add 4 inches times the number of hours, x. And then we would draw our line and we would solve for x. But in this note section, we're not going to solve it. Again, in your homework, you will need to. In this last example, you're choosing between 2 health clubs. Club A offers a membership for a fee of $18 plus a monthly fee of $25, and Club B offers a membership for a fee of $50 plus a monthly fee of $21. After how many months will the total cost of each club be the same? So we want to know when Club A is equal to Club B. So let's go back and read. Club A, you have to pay $18 to join, plus a monthly fee, so every month we have to pay $25. So we start with 18 just to sign up, and then we have to add to that 25 times the number of months, x. For Club B, we have to pay $50 to sign up, plus a monthly fee of $21. So it costs more to sign up, but every month is less expensive. So that is the equation we would use to solve, to figure out after how many months you would have paid the same amount at each club. That is the end of the notes.